Hi. So before me jumping into what Python is, let me give you a brief introduction about what Python is all about, the history of Python and what are the different features of Python. So Python is basically invented by Guido von Rossum in the late 80s and the early 90s. So this language was invented, like, he was working in C in a lot of other languages. So what are the things he consider, like, it could be better or in that manner, so it can be easily for the use of a developer. Based on those ideas, this language was basically created. And if you see the Python, features of the Python, there are no five primary, features of Python. Thing is, like, Python is an interpreted language. It is a very interactive one. It is completely an object-oriented language. It is a portable language. It is a dynamic data type language. So I'll give you an introduction what all these things about. When I say Python to be an interpreted language, you must heard about this compiled language and interpreted language, right? So in Python, no, a line by line of execution will take place. That is what we call to be an interpreted language. And when I say to be an interactive, so what do you mean by an interactive language? So how it is differ from other language? See, when you install a Python will come with a basic ID called as idle, IDLE. See, so whenever we install Python, so if you type Python, so this ID, no, it is an inbuilt one. This IDLE, idle is an inbuilt integrated development environment. So this will allow you to interact with Python without you writing a program. See, take for example, now I'm just putting 2 plus 2 and it is giving me an answer 4. I have not written any program to add two numbers or do any subtraction or anything, but still it gives me the answer. This mode is called as an interactive mode. So if you wanted to check any Python syntax before you be writing into a script kind of thing, we can just check it using this Python interactive mode. So this is what is called as an interactive mode. See, I'm not writing any program or I'm not saving any file in a py file. So this is what an interactive mode of a Python. So when I say about an object oriented, all the object oriented programming language like Java, even Java is not completely an object oriented language because it will not support multiple inheritance directly. Whereas if you consider Python, it support multiple inheritance directly in all the features of the object oriented, like data encapsulation, inheritance, multiple polymorphism, all the concepts of the OOPS all it's done by the Python. And when I say to be an portable, what do you mean by portable in the sense? Like say for example, have you heard about .NET?
No.
Okay, see, it is an one language. See, basically, some language will be only for the Windows machine, and some language can be used for both Windows as well as the Linux machine. Python is one of the language like that. You can develop in Windows and you can port that to be in Linux, and you can develop in Linux and you can port the same application to a Windows. So, but if you there are some languages which will work only on particular operating system. Take for .NET, any thing application which is developed in the .NET will not be able to import it into a Linux environment. And when I say about a dynamic data type language, what is dynamic data type language in the sense? It's something worth called. So if you take any other language, if you are using any variables, before that we need to declare the type of the variable you are using, whether it is in integer, it is a float or anything. But if you consider Python, you don't have to do that. See, I'm just declaring a equal to 10. If I'm printing a, then it will be assuming based on the data type, it will take whether it is a string or it is a list tuple. So it will automatically type take the data type. You don't have to concentrate on declaring the data type. You just have to concentrate on writing your program. Everything else Python will take care for you. You got like basic introduction about what this Python is about?
Yes, got it.
Okay. So Next, for any programming language, the data types are like heart. So only based on this data type, even you can build, for 14 stories of building or a smaller. Without this, we cannot do anything. So because this data types are the primary concern, with that only you'll be able to do any programming parts. Let us see what are the data types that are supported in Python. If you see in Python, there are 6 primary built-in data types that are supported by Python. One is the numbers, next is the strings, next is the list, the fourth one is, some people call this to be a tuple and some call it to be tuple. Fifth one is the dictionary. So first, this 5 are the primary data types. Sets is another built-in data type which is inbuilt in Python. But mostly states will not be considered as main data types. These are the five are the primary data types which will be considering: number, strings, list, tuple, and dictionary. Okay, so when I say as numbers, what are the different data types that are allowed in numbers? So the data types in numbers, what are it allowed is integer, long, float, and complex numbers. Uh, see, any number that is an integer number. See, if it is your 22-bit, 32-bit system, it is 2 to the power 32, for from 2 to the power minus 32, and likewise for 64 also it will be like that. And what you call to be a floating point is anything within decimal value. So
Right.
this is called as a float. And see, now I'm just declaring a equal to 10 or a equal to some values. How will you know, the Python is storing in this particular data type? For that, we have a function called as type. First, let me do. Now, if I wanted to know, in what data type Python has stored this particular value, what I have to give is type
Right. Yeah.
and the variable name.
Right.
Now, if you check in what variable it is storing,
Integer.
because my last declaration is to, this is an integer. Now, let me put any floating point number, 0.8. Now, if I give type of B, so it is a
Float.
float. Long is nothing but if you give 2 to the power, see, C equal to 900. See, 2 to the power 900 is a very, very, very big integer value.
Right.
So this big value, this will be a long value. You got it?
Right.
Okay. In 11th, 12th, if you are in multiplication board, you would have heard about this complex number, real and
Right.
imaginary part. So
Right.
that is also supported in Python. So numbers, we don't have much. So this is the basic things what numbers will be supported in Python. Next, coming to the very, very, very important data type, it is strings. So I told you, Python, based on the type you're declaring, Python will take the data types internally. It is a dynamic language. So, one word. Now, see, as you know it, when I'm just giving like this, the right side value will be assigned to the left side variable name. Anything before equal to left side is considered to be a variable name. If you wanted to access a variable, you simply have to give all these. Okay, so in Python, when a thing is considered a string, how can you know that is a string in the sense? Either you should mark it inside a double quotes or inside a single quotes. Either way, it will be considered as a string. I think in Perl it is different, right?
Right.
Yeah, but here it is not like that. Any variable inside a single quotes or a double quotes is considered as a string. Now, now, if I wanted to find the length of the string, I have a method called as len of so when I say about the length, it will be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay.
You got this?
Right.
So when I say length, it is about it will be starting from 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So if I give what will be the length of the C variable?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
See len of cool. Okay. Next, we are going to see an important concept in the string variable that is called as a slicing and indexing concept of the string. See, what do you mean by slicing, or what do you mean by indexing in this? Have you heard about substring?
Yes. In C
Yes,
it is
that
there.
is, yeah. It is basically from this index to this index. We need to get that value. You wanted to slice that particular string, and you want to
String.
get only particular part of a thing. That is called as
Right.
a slicing. See, first, before going to the slicing, we will be seeing what indexing is. See, in this variable, if I wanted to take only this particular variable, a, how I can just do is by indexing I can do. See, when I'm speaking about indexing is it will start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Length will always start from 1, but when you say about indexing will start from 0
0.
to the but the left to right, 0, 1, 2, 3, from left to right it will start. Okay.
Oh,
See, now
okay.
if I wanted to get only variable a, what I should give is that
0.
variable square bracket 0. Okay, now I got only the particular letter a. If I wanted to get e from a variable 1, what should I give?
Only E.
Yeah,
0, 1, 2, 3, 4.
cool. You got this. So if I give where 1 of 1, it will be square bracket I left. It will be p. Okay, 0 is all 0, 1 is also p, 2 is also p.
Right.
So this is called as a indexing. Indexing means based on the index, you are just giving picking up only one particular value. Okay.
Right.
Next, we go to a slicing. Not every time you wanted to have only one letter. Sometimes we need to have from this index to that index. Like we
Right.
want substring kind of. So that is called as a slicing. How we'll do the slicing is same as this one, but the thing is variable 0:3. See, when I say this is the starting index, this is the ending
And
index. Okay, but what we have to remember is starting index will be always included and the ending index will be always excluded. See, if you consider apple, this is 0, this is 1, this is 2, and this is 3. Okay, L
okay.
is 3.
Yes.
But as per the slicing concept, the starting index will be always included and the ending index will be always excluded. Okay,
Okay.
so if I see, let us now take this variable, C variable. What is C variable? C variable is mountain. If I wanted to print MOUNT, what I should give is C of
0,
0,
1, 2,
colon
3, 4.
0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Are you sure? I am
0,
giving the
1,
answer
2,
whatever you have
3,
said.
4.
I said we need to print till mount, MOUNT.
T. Okay. Then it is 5.
Okay, yeah, because ending index will be excluded.
Excluded.
So this is what the thing
Slicing.
is. Okay, and sometimes if you see, it will be they'll give like this. That is, see, we have a colon, right? We have two parts, left side and the right side. Left side is the starting index, and after the colon, whatever is there, that is the ending index. Now what I've done is, I've just simply put the colon, and left side I have not filled in. But still you'll get the same result. In the sense, if you're not giving the left side value, what will happen is, by default, it will take it as 0. That 0th index. See, it is not, you can always start from anything. So from, if I am just putting like this, okay, 1 minute. C of 2:4. See, in mountain, this is 0th element. This is the first index. This is the second index. Second index, I'm starting till 4th in T. So UN will be printed. Got it?
Got it.
Okay. And same thing, if I'm not giving the left side value, by default, it will be filled with the 0th index. Similarly, if I'm giving only the left side index, and if I'm not filling up the right side, by default, it will be filled with the length of the string. So what will happen? The whole remaining thing will be printed out. Okay. So length is what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So till, so it's nothing but 2:8. 8 means till 7th index, it will be printing it out. You got it?
Got it.
So this is the slicing and indexing concept. So indexing, as I said, indexing will always start with 0, and it will be proceeding from the left to right. And we sometimes also have a thing called as a negative indexing. Negative indexing will always start from right to left, but it is from -1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 minute, -5. Since I'm not teaching the board, I'm just using this notepad. -2 -1 on minute. -4. So, see, if the same value can be addressed using both the positive index as well as the negative indexing.
Okay.
So if I'm using the negative indexing, you should remember that it will start from the right to left, and it will start with -1, not 0. Okay.
Oh, right.
So if the same thing, so now let me see about our Apple. Oh, hey, it's changed to 10. Okay, let me equal to Apple. So in this, if I wanted to take out E in the negative indexing thing, then I need to give your -1. Okay. So basically, when this will be used is like, when you're having some big whole string with this, appending with some comma trailing character, you wanted to remove only that comma. Instead of finding the whole length and all, what we do is we take the string and we'll, take out only that -1, what that length is. Practically, we'll be applying those things kind of a thing.
Okay.
Okay. Now, just coming to the Python, these are the methods are in the string, but we have lots and lots of inbuilt methods. The main advantage of Python is, if you wanted to do any program, right, there will be inbuilt method. You just have to know, what are the inbuilt methods that are available. Okay. Now, if for example, if you take out the string, there are a lot of inbuilt methods. One is, there is a function called as upper. What it will do is, it will convert that string into all the uppercase letter. Okay. And similarly, you have a function called as lower. It will convert into, since our thing is already lower, we are not able to see the difference. But if you have anything in the capital,
Mix
it
of
will be yeah.
mix.
Let me take one example, like T. See? And there is, see, sometimes C dot index. If you want to find an index of a certain letter, we have a method called as index.
Okay.
See, that I have a big string. If I wanted to find no index of one particular letter, so I have a method called as index. So this index method, what it will do, it will. So I'm finding the index of C. Index of C is what? It will be 0.
Okay.
Index of
Okay.
T is what?
0, 1, 2.
Yeah. C dot index of. Likewise, we'll have no different methods for inbuilt methods for string. Not only string, any we are going to see about lot of different data types. For all those things, we have different methods. And the thing is, we will not be able to remember if you're not able to remember what are the different methods that are available. You just have to remember only one method called as a dir. So if you give this dir this particular variable, based on the data type, it will tell you what are the difference. You leave this about this underscore. I'll tell you what this underscore method and all. Other than that, it will tell you what are the methods that can be available for this particular string variable. First, if you see this capitalize, what is our variable? A.
Yeah.
A dot lict. The first letter will be capitalized. Okay, I have just given C. Give me a minute. A dot A dot. See, our basically our string is apple. Everything is small letter. If we give upper, all the letters will be capitalized.
Okay.
But if you give capitalize, it will be only the first letter will be capitalized.
Okay.
Okay. Similarly, there is a thing called a center. This center, this is nothing but the integer count you're giving at the space. So it will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 19 20 21 22 23 24 25 26 27 28 29 30. Okay, so based on the space you're giving, it will place your integer at the center of that spacing. That is what center is about. And if you wanted to see, find one particular variable, how many times it is occurring in our variable, in our say in our apple, p is occurring 2 times. If I
Right.
wanted to find out how many times it is occurring, see, this count method will give you a count how many times it is occurring.
Okay.
It is not you should use only one variable. This pl, you can use it in a combination also. This pl combination, it is only one time it is occurring, so it is like that. So there are a lot of different methods where I will be explaining in the future classes. And if you see this alpha from the name itself, you'll be able to infer. It will say whether the string is containing alphanumeric or whether it is an alphabet. See, what are the function which is starting with is, right? It will return true or false. If it is
Okay.
alphanumeric, it will return true. Else it will return false. All this is upper, whether or is space, is it is having is digit, is lower. So it will be like that. And we have for zero filling, we have method and strip function. Basically, the strip function, right? See, if any space is there, then that space will be removed. That is for the strip function. I'll show you an example over here. So v equal to see, now I have a space in the string from the left side as well as on the right side. So
Right.
if I wanted to strip lstrip, See, if you see L strip, what it does it, the left side space is removed.
Okay.
And similarly, we have a function called as art strip. So what it will do it will remove the
Right side.
right hand side. And there is a function called as strip, which will remove both the sides. So basically, when records are coming from the database, there is a chance like it will be padded with space and some it will be coming. So what we'll do is like from the front end, if any space variable is coming. So we used to not strip it out all the spaces and only then will be inserted into the database or perform the actions. So those kind of things, we'll be using this strip function.
Okay.
Okay. So, this is all about my introduction to Python.
Okay.
So, how do you feel? You're getting like hold on like what is Python and all this data types.
Right.
But there are a lot more the things we'll be teaching like how Python will be dynamically taking language. See, numbers we don't have any issues, and everything inside a quotes that will be considered as a string,
Yes.
and anything inside. I'm just giving a word view. Anything inside the square bracket will be considered as a list.
Yes.
Like array you have heard, right?
Right.
Vectors array, but it is an heterogeneous collection. It can have any data type,
Okay.
and anything inside this bracket it will be considered as a tuple data type, and this is anything inside the flower bracket is considered as a
Right.
dictionaries. Because see, when we are saying we that to be a dynamic data type, but Python also has to by some means it has to identify what data type it is, right? So
Right.
based on this only it will identify what data type it is. See, if it is inside a quote, single quotes or double quote, it will put it into a string variable. If it is inside the square bracket, it will be considered as a list. If it is inside this bracket, then it will be considered as a tuple. If it is in flower bracket, that will be a dictionary. Dictionary is a key value, but everything will be seeing in the detail in the future class. Only for
Okay.
numbers, we don't have anything. If it is, we got that. And one more thing I want to tell. So before me finish finding it up, see if a equal to 10. See, if b equal to, I'm just giving it as c, what will happen is, it will, c is already there, okay. B equal to f. Now what it is saying, f is not defined.
Okay.
Because either it has to be in the codes or this value definition should be already defined. Only then that value will be assigned to the left side variable. See, first what Python will check is it will check whether it is in quotes. If it is quotes means directly it will assign this f value to the variable b. If it is
Right.
not in the quotes, what it will check is whether in this name any variable is there. If the variable is there, it will assign that value of the variable to b. Else what it will do, it will say like that f is not defined. If I put b equal to a in the quotes, the value will be directly replaced a. If I
Right.
put b equal to a, if I put b, whatever is the value of the a, that value will be put inside the b variable. Got it?
Right.
Okay. This is what my base intro about Python. If you do have any clarification, you can just bring it.
Yeah. Actually, how do you give the notes like the theoretical if I want to refer in future?
Notes kind of. I can send you PPT and the programs.
Okay, that's what I want. Whatever we are doing in the class,
Yes,
so
yes.
will be saved and send it to my mail. Right.
Yes, and this shell, right? The program we can say
Right.
also say the whole shell, and we can programmatically also we can say.
Okay.
Okay,
Great.
it's
And
completely
currently,
free.
are you
Yeah.
working?
Yes, I'm working as a project lead in the company. I don't know.
And one more thing, Shankar, you will have documentation for every programming. So we'll provide you links of documentation which would be self-learning. So maybe if the documentation improves, if the programming improves, say for example, Python moves from version 2 to version 3, you'll have some changes. In that case, you cannot go for a training again. So we'll help you with documentation and we'll train you on how you can go through the documentation. So even if it improves in the version, probably you can refer to the documentation and learn it on your own once you have learned the Python.
Okay. Okay. And at what time this class will be started every day?
Yeah, probably we'll just discuss about that offline. Once
Okay.
you're comfortable with going forward in the class, I'll just give you a call and we'll discuss offline and we'll fix it up and we'll start off with the class as soon as possible.
Okay. Sure.